Good morning and welcome to Hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to six, and the general manager of Dan Cummins Chevrolet Buick in Perez, Kentucky, the second largest used car franchise dealer in the United States of America. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. My goodness, dude. I've been trying to find you guys all over the place, man. You guys have probably been trying to find me all over the place, too. That's what happens when we try something new, right? We try some new stuff, and it kind of gets a little bit crazy, and that's a part of change. It's just a part of it. It's something that happens. So I apologize if you've been spending your morning looking for me, because I've been spending my morning looking for you. It's been crazy. So now we're a little bit behind, but that's all right. We're going to dive right in. Today is Tuesday. That's right. It is Tuesday, October 2nd, 2018. What a beautiful, beautiful day we have set up for today. It's supposed to be beautiful weather. It's supposed to be just a beautiful month altogether. Yesterday was an incredible very first day back on the grind, working on change, all the different things that we were talking about, as is, just like here with some change with the Rise and Grind show that I know you guys are probably like, Glenn Lundy, I finally just got in the habit and figured out where you were at, and now you're all over the place. Look, I got to tell you, we got to make some changes in order to grow. We got to make some changes in order to do the things that we want to do, that God wants us to do. He wants to do big things, and sometimes that takes change. So I appreciate you guys bearing with me as we make this change today over to this new page here. As we make the change, I appreciate it. Make sure you click that you want to receive notifications. Make sure that you click that you want to receive notifications here on the fan page as you're watching the show. That way you'll get notifications in the future every time that I pop up, and I will try not to mess it up and screw it up like I did this time. I actually went live first on Dan Cummins' Facebook page versus my own Facebook page. So I apologize for that. Anyways, we're going to dive into it. Check it out, man. We've got all kinds of changes going on here. We've got changes going on at the dealership. Yesterday, we released a new schedule that was really cool. We released a new schedule that allows my employees to have a little bit more time with their families, a little bit more time outside of work, and that went off yesterday. It was a little chaotic to begin with, but we got it figured out, right? It was chaotic to begin with, but we got it figured out, just like with our show today. A little chaotic to begin with, but we're going to get it figured out, and that's what happened there. So it was pretty neat, though. It was pretty neat to see the smiles on my employees' faces as they were taking off a little bit early. It was pretty neat to see every member, all the different members of the team kind of jumping up, stepping in, and doing what needed to be done to get the job done. And it was really neat, man. So I was thinking about all of the different changes, and I was thinking, okay, here we are, we're getting ready to head into a completely different conference with Hustle and Grind Con. We're headed into a season of change, just with the fall, with the weather, all that stuff. We're headed into a season of change, and I'm asking you guys to change, right? Or not just asking. You guys told me you want to make a change in your own lives, right? You told me you wanted to make some changes, and so we're talking about change. And I'm asking, so what are you working on changing? Are you working on changing your finances? Is that an area that you want to change? Or maybe it's your health, or you want to change something as far as your health goes. Maybe it's your spirituality. Are you wanting to make some changes there? What about your relationships? Maybe you're wanting to make some changes in your relationship. Or maybe it's your performance. That was the one that hit me this morning. This morning I was like, there's somebody out there, there's somebody out there in hashtag Rise and Grind that's really wanting to make some changes in their performance. They're wanting to perform at a higher level. So I thought, well, how can I help them perform at a higher level? How can I help offer the people that are watching the hashtag Rise and Grind show, how can I get them to their peak performance? And then I thought, well, who better to teach us, right? Who better to teach us than some of the absolute best in the business right now? You see, I run the second largest dealership in the United States of America, and we do that out of a tiny little town of only 9,500 people here in Perez, Kentucky, right? And so I have some incredible members of my team that are doing they're just performing on an unbelievable level, because if we're the second highest volume used car franchise dealership in America, then that would make my top 5 salespeople, my top 1 over at my Chrysler store, that would make them some of the top performers in America, right? So I thought, well, we can dive in. We can maybe learn something from each of them today that's going to get us to our peak performance. But before we do, you know what we got to do, folks. You know we got to dance. Hello, friends. Welcome to the part of the show. This is the part of the show where we're going to do a little dancing. We're going to get the energy going a little bit, right? Oh, well, hold up. I got to wait for it to kick in. I got to feel it. You ready? Hold up. There it is. There it is. Okay, music starting to kick in. Now I'm starting to feel it. This is the part of the show where we're going to dance. This is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button, folks. This is the part of the show where you've got to hit that share button, because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, we can make an absolute impact on this planet. I believe it. And sometimes all it takes is you hitting that share button to infiltrate somebody's life and make that impact. So make sure you hit the share button. This is also the part of the show where I need you to say good morning to me, and I'll say good morning to you. I don't care if you're watching live or you're watching on replay. I need you to put that good morning in the comments. Just like Janelle Griego and Jeff Baker, good morning. Good morning, Josh Marks and my man, Sean Hayes. Glad you found me, Sean. Good morning, Whitney Wells. Good morning, Laura Berman's up in here. Beth Workman, pleasure to see you. Great to see you again later today. Good morning, Pam Biddle. I heard you're going to Hustle and Grind Con. I love it. Good morning, Beth. Bambi. Good morning, Bambi. Good morning, Amanda. Good morning, Ken and AJ and Liza Meyer Borges. Good morning, Sheila and my man Aaron Jones. What's up, Ricky Miller and Don Sankey? Archie's up in here in Austin News. Josh Good morning, Jeremy Nelson and Elizabeth Tincher. What's up, Gail B. Craft? Everybody's up in here. You guys found it. You guys are amazing. We went live from a completely different page. And you guys are all here because that's the power of hashtag Rise and Grind. I love it. I'm honored. I appreciate that you guys are going through my growing pains with me, making the transition and making the change, because I know change is difficult. I know change can be hard. I totally get it. It makes us uncomfortable. I totally get it. But you guys are amazing. I am so humbled that on a new page that started 5 minutes late because of all my technical issues, that we still have everybody up in here. You guys are amazing. Man, this Rise and Grind family is truly amazing. Check it out. We're going to dive into a couple people. First, I want you to meet this guy right here. His name is Carlos Perez. Carlos Perez is a little guy, man. He's a little guy from California. And he came into our establishment. He came into our company. He's got 2 brothers that work for us as well, Luis Hernandez and George Hernandez. They both work for us, and they're top performers as well. But Carlos came in scrappy. This is my scrappy little dude, came in from California. He was working on horse farms, right? He was working on horse farms, working with horses, wanted to change his life. Came and asked me for a job, didn't know anything about the car business, nothing. Carlos didn't know a thing about the car business. All he knew is that he wanted to make an impact on this planet, right? He was tired of but he was tired of the horse industry. He was tired of doing that. He wanted to do something where he could clean himself up, where he could come to battle every single day, and he could fight relentlessly. And I got to tell you, he was our number 5 guy last month in the month of September, and he came out of nowhere, man. Carlos came out of nowhere. He's been slowly but surely learning. He's been learning the process. He's been learning the people. He's been learning how things go, right? He's been learning. And now all of a sudden, last month, he came out of stinking nowhere and took the top 5. So, number one thing, first thing I want us to learn today from my man, Carlos. Take notes. Mike Brockway, if you're in there, take notes. Number one thing that I want us to learn, first thing, is that we got to stay scrappy, people. We have got to stay Scrappy. Listen, the reason Carlos is in our top 5 is not because he's the absolute most professional or he knows every single product. That's why he's not top 5. It's because he's scrappy. The dude simply wants to win. He simply wants to win, like to the point where sometimes I got to be like, Carlos, bro, like, slow down. You can't do that, man. Like, he wants to win. That's what he wants. He's scrappy. You know those little guys that are scrappy? Those guys that just want to fight, man, right? They're just going to fight. And you're like, bro, you're like the little dude. He's like, bro, I'll take you. And then you really don't want to fight that dude because even though he's like a little dude, he's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? Carlos is like that. He's scrappy. He wants to win. He gets after it every single day. If you want to change your life and become a peak performer, if you want to perform at a higher level, I suggest you stay scrappy. I suggest that you get little and put your dukes up and get out there and go ready to win the battle, because that's what my man Carlos does, and it put him in the top 5 last month, and I'm super proud of him. Second person that we can learn from that I want to introduce you to, I'd like you to meet my friend and my really, really, really one of my newest, kindest people in my life, Miss Mindy Parker. And see, Miss Mindy Parker, she's the new gal on the block. She's the new gal on the block. That's the best way to describe her. She's been around the company just a couple months now, and Mindy came out swinging last month, taking number 4 overall, number 4 in the dealership. She sold 26 cars, I believe it was, 26 cars coming in at number 4. And I got to tell you something about Miss Mindy Parker. Last night in the group me, we have a group me chat, right? We have this group me thing where we all talk throughout the dealership. And in the group me, Mindy didn't post anything about her being number 4. What Mindy did is Mindy posted about how one of her teammates, Mr. Robbie Leet, she posted about how one of her teammates had gone out of his way to help her and how much it meant to her. I thought that was powerful, man. Who does that, right? Who does that? She goes into the group. The group's got like 180 people in it. It's employees from all over the dealership, right? She goes in there and she posts and highlights what another salesperson did for her and what it meant to her. And Sean, I just saw Sean's comment. That's right. Mindy had 12 days off last month. She had 12 days off and still sold 26 cars. Let me tell you something about Mindy. She is relentlessly kind, yet she is a destroyer. That's right. She's relentlessly kind, but she is a destroyer. I mean, she means business. She comes to work. She doesn't play around. Number 2 thing that I want you to learn today, if you want to change and become a better performer, you want to get to your peak performance, let's learn one thing from Mindy. Mindy literally crushes people with kindness. She crushes you with kindness. That's how she wins. She's got it down. She's incredibly over-the-toply kind. She's fiercely kind. She does everything at just such a high level, but she does it with kindness that comes from a real place, that comes from a raw place, that is 100% sincere. It's not fake. It's not a show. It comes from her heart. She's a kind human being, and it matters. Number 2 thing, literally crush people with kindness. If you want to reach your peak performance, I want you to meet this guy right here. This is my man, Mr. Chris Fletcher. Mr. Chris Fletcher is an incredibly fun guy. I mean, he's just laughing all the time, dude. The dude is just constantly laughing, smiling, making jokes, having fun. You see him with his customers, man. He's just always laughing with them and pointing and joking and pointing at me, telling everyone I'm the most handsome general manager on the planet. And he just makes you smile. That's what he does. He's always laughing, dude. Always. Chris Fletcher sold 30 cars last month, putting him as the number 3 salesman at the number 2 dealership. His hashtag is come buy a car for me. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. And see, Chris understands 100% that his job is very serious. He understands that his job is very serious, and he takes it very seriously. Chris Fletcher is a top 5 dude month in, month out, always has been as long as he's been with me. He takes his job incredibly, he understands that his job is very serious. Therefore, he doesn't take it too seriously. You get that? You get that? That's a heck of a note right there. If you know that what you're doing is very serious, like what we do is very serious work, man. We're selling cars to people. We're making an impact on people's lives. It's very serious work. But because it's very serious work, he makes sure not to take it too seriously. So number 3 thing I want you to learn today, and take notes if you want to be at your peak performance, right? Number 1 thing is you got to stay scrappy. You got to stay there. Number 2 is literally crush people with kindness. Number 3 is you got to learn to laugh, and others will learn to love you. The more you laugh, the more others will love you. Powerful stuff we can learn from Chris Fletcher. This gal right here, the one and only Erica Napper, coming onto the scene. She actually tied for first this month. She's only been in the business 4 months. One of those months she wasn't here for half of it. She tied for first this month with my man John Henson, who we'll dive into next. But the best thing that I can say about Erica Napper, and this is interesting, the way that this came out as I was writing it, you have to almost say it slow to make sure you get it. Erica Napper has a relaxed intensity for urgency. What I mean by that is the girl is always smiling, but she's adamant. She is adamant about getting the result that she desires. She is adamant about putting in the work that her results desire. You see, she has this relaxed intensity for urgency. She's always smiling. She's always laughing. Oh, it's okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, I hope you love it. Oh, I got to show you this car. It's amazing. Sign here. And the people are like, wait a minute. Hold up. She's like, yeah, yeah, that pen you got in your hand right there, I need you to sign right here. I need you to sign right here. See, Erica's got something special. She's got something special about her because she's got this wisdom, this underdog mentality. She's got this spirit about her that makes her relentless. I mean, she's adamant and passionate about what she does, but she's able to do it in such a relaxed and just such a relaxed way, but with so much urgency. So number 4 thing, if you want to be at your peak performance, that we can learn from all these peak performers, we're learning some amazing things that we can apply in our lives so that we can change our individual performance and get to these higher levels. Number 4 thing, stay cool and get the job done. Stay cool and get the job done. That's what Erica does. She stays cool, man. She's cool in the pocket. She's smiling. She's laughing. All of it's cool, but she gets the job done. Period. I want you to meet this guy right here. His name's John Henson. My man, you've heard me talk about him before. John Henson sold 501 cars his first year in the business. 501 cars his first year in the business, and has been our top salesman ever since. The guy spent 30 years of his life working in factories. 30 years of his life working in factories. Then he came to Dan Cummins, and he's been their top sales guy ever since he showed up selling 501 cars in a year. How does he do it? How does he perform at a peak level all the time? Well, let me tell you, the dude has a relentless work ethic, and a powerful passion for what he does. Powerful passion for what he does. He has a website called Selling Cars for a Cause, and every month he takes a portion of all of his sales and he reaches out to the community locally, and he donates money to the community locally, to different charities, different organizations. He's always hanging out with his customers outside of work. He's always spending time with them, taking them to dinner, so on and so forth. The dude is so incredibly passionate about his customer and what he does for a living. And then he's got this relentless work ethic where he's the first one there. He's the first one there every day. He works his day off. Like, the dude, it's hard to get him to take a vacation. He's just relentless because he's passionate. Number 5, the way we can become better peak performers, the thing that we can learn from my man John Henson, is that when you stay focused on your purpose and not your profits, when you stay focused on your purpose and not your profits, that's That's how you become a peak performer, whether it be in with your finances, in your career, whether it be in your relationship. You want to be at the top of your game? Then stay focused on your purpose, not your profits. That's the thing that John Henson does that makes him numero uno. Number one, however you want to say it, on today's list from the top 5 from Dan Cummins. He stays focused on purpose. Now, before we get out of here, I know we're running late, but I got to throw my boy James Youngs up here. James Youngs was the number 1 salesman at our Chrysler store last month, and this guy's special, and the reason I got to bring him up is James has been in the auto industry forever, and he's worked under dealers forever that kind of crushed him and made him feel small and didn't treat him right. They treated him poorly. He's been around forever, and he's just an amazing dude. He's super kind. He's a youth pastor. He's willing to do anything he can to help, and he is the only person, the only salesman from the Chrysler store that we kept. I had to get rid of all the rest of them. He's the only one that we kept, and then we surrounded him by a bunch of young dudes. We surrounded him by a bunch of young dudes from the Chevy store, and guess what? James was the number 1 salesperson in the Chrysler store last month, and I'm so stinking proud because the dude could have put his boots in the ground. He could have stayed the same. He could have said, I'm not going to change. I've been doing this for 20 years, but instead he embraced the change when we took over. He's learning all of our processes. He took a different position. He was a manager when we took over. Now he's a salesman. He's embraced the processes. He's one of the most professional people I've ever met. He knows his stuff inside and out. He's an absolute pro. He's reliable. He's consistent. But most importantly, he is willing and eager to change. And that's how he got to the top. Mr. James Youngs, my man, from right here in Perez, Kentucky. He's beat up on all the young dudes over there. And I love it because that's what I'm getting ready to go do this morning. I'm going to go beat up on the young dudes over on the basketball court. We got basketball today, and I stinking love it. So, those are the 6 things. Those are the 6 things. Sorry, the last note, in case you didn't catch it, was be willing and eager to change. Willing and eager to change. Listen to me. Powerful show. Powerful stuff. If you missed it, go back and take notes. Stay scrappy. Literally crush people with kindness. Learn to laugh and others will learn to love you. Stay cool and get the job done. Stay focused on purpose, not profit. And be willing and eager to change. And you will begin to perform at your peak performance. If you have not done so already, press that share button. If you have not done so already, make sure that you go to the fan page at official Glenn Lundy and click that you want to receive notification. The show goes off from here now, not my personal page, but I need you guys to help share it out so everybody can see it and find it. If you don't share it, people won't see it and find it. So please help me with that. Share it if you're on replay. Please share it right now on the live. It means the world to me. Listen, I want you guys to attack this season with me. This is a season of change. I am calling for change in your life this year, right now. I'm calling for it. I want you to become a top performer right now, whatever it is that you're doing. Maybe you need to be a top performing retiree. Maybe you need to be a top performing grandma or grandpa. Maybe you need to be top performing in your job or in your family or in your relationships. I'm not sure where it's at, but this is the season to bring that about. This is the season to become that person who you dream yourself to be, because you are an amazing human being. Do you understand? Uniquely made by the God of the universe. The dude who made everything made you to be the absolute best version of you that you can possibly be. And you're already starting to make moves in the right direction. You're part of hashtag Rise and Grind. You're part of the group. Your comments, your posts, your videos, which make sure every day to post something in that Rise and Grind group, a comment, a picture, something, because all of that stuff is making an impact. It makes an impact on your friends. It makes an impact on your family members. It makes an impact on me. And I, for one, absolutely love you for it. Can you feel it? I absolutely stinking love you. Listen to me. If nobody's told you that yet today, I want to be the first. I absolutely love you. I do. If you need more videos, go to GlennLundy.com. If you need some Rise and Grind gear, go to GlennLundy.com. If you haven't got your hoodies for the fall yet, you got to go there. They're dope. Go to GlennLundy.com. And if you need more, or not if you need more, yeah, if you need Hustle and Grind tickets, go to GlennLundy.com. And then do me a favor, come back here at Official Glenn Lundy, my fan page. Make sure you like my page and make sure you click that you want to receive notifications. Come back here tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. as we do it all over again on hashtag Rise and Grind.